Hello class, in this video I'll talk to you about using conditional statements in combination with for loops. There are many applications that we like to combine both decision making and making loops, and we will cover a couple of examples in this class here. So most of the time it should be one of them is nested inside the other. Most of the time we have a for loop, and the if statements, if else is nested inside the for loop. And we do that mainly to check if we have hundreds of numbers that we like to sort them, or to check for certain criteria. We can run the loop to look into each of these numbers and decide what action to be taken for each of the numbers. So let's look at this problem here. So this is a vector with 4 items. And what we want to do is to look at, we want to square each of these 4 numbers, and we want to sort them. If the square is larger than 40, put them in certain category. If they are different, less than 40, then we put them in another category. So in this case, the easiest way to do it is to make a for loop that look into circle or pass through each of these numbers, and then just check it with the conditional statement. The one with the square larger than 40 will be in one category, and the one with the value smaller than 40 will be in another category. So here is the setup for that. You can see, again, always remember, for each for you should have an end, and for each if statement also should have an end statement. And in this case also we're using else if. So first we set up the vector here, and the k can take a 1 to, we could use 4, or we could say length of v. So the k will change value for every pass. So the first pass, k equal 1, and then k equal 2, k equal 3, and k equal 4. So when k equal 1, v will be 2. When k equal 2, then v is 4. And when k equal 3, v equals 6. So that we just call that vs, or maybe the square for the vector. So you can see that's important to have the k there, so it will look, so vk. So for the first time, vk is the 2. When we go to the second pass, vk is, when k is 2, then v is 4. So it will square it. So that's, let's see how that MATLAB think about it. So for the first pass, k equal 1, then vk equal 2, so that will be square. So this is 4. So 4 is less than 40, so that's true statement. Then this statement will be printed, the square is less than 40. And if we pick the last one, when k equal 4, v is 8, so v square is 64, so the last statement will be checked. So you can see, think about this is doing this with just 4 numbers. Imagine if we have thousands or millions of numbers that we want to do something like that. So that will be very convenient to use a nested conditional statement with for loop. And if we look at the answer here, so you can see that for each the v's, so the items, and this is their squares, and mainly MATLAB was able to write the correct statement. For the first 3, it gave it less than 40, and the last one was larger than 40. Let's look into another example in MATLAB. Okay, so in this example, I chose to pick a class. So with the grade, I like to write a program or an application that can run or circle through the class grades and classify them and to know how many A's, how many B's, and how many C's, and so on I have in the class. So let's say we have these are the grades. We have 27 students, and this is the grades they got in the exam. So first, before you do this, you need to set up a counter for each grade. Like for every grade, always we set the counter to 0. We start that, and then if any grade meets one of the ranges, then the counter will increase one at a time. So we just do it like this. Like let's say if the grade is less than 60, then the if counter will increase by 1. So first time it was 0, then 0 plus 1 will become 1. Then if we find another student with F grade, then it will become 1 plus 1 will change to 2. So just keep increments of 1. And we have the same concept apply. So I have a counter for each grade, like you can see here. So for D, C, B, and A. So mainly we need to have a if statement or if loop. So K will go from 1 to, in this case, 27, or I just say, if I don't know the number, I just put length of the array. So in this case, length of grade. And K will just change 1. It will be increment of 1. So that will, for the first pass, when K equal 1, so this is grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. So that's grade K. So when K equal 1, it's the 84. When K equal 2, then it's 83. When K equal 3, it's 84. So I got the idea. So it will just keep going one grade at a time. And it will check the grades with these conditions, with if, else if, and else statement. So it will go from the top. If this condition is not met, it will go to the second, check it with the second one. If the second one is not met, it will check with the third condition until it gets to the end. So let's look at the first one. So 84. So then grade of K is, for the first time, K equal 1. So that will be the 84. And if you look at these conditions, so 84 should be larger than 80 and less than 90. So that will be the condition that will be that's met. And then the B counter will increase by 1. So it was 0, and B counter equals 0 plus 1, so it will become 1. If we go to the second pass, we have 83, so the B counter also will increase by another 1, so then we'll get 2. So it will just go one turn, can just keep going through the grades one at a time, and that happened quickly. And that by when it reaches the end, then we should have the counters for F, D, C, B, and A will be updated, and we should know how many A's, how many B's, and how many C's in the class. So after that, then we need to put our statement. So make sure again to have an end statement for the F and another end statement for the for, and they should be at the same level with the F and for. And that's and then we need to write our results. I just put first F print F just to show how many students in the class. I just put that length of grade, which is the number of students, and then I have a display for each grade. So again, make sure to know how to write the format when you are using F print F. And so the first one for F, for the counter of F, and then D, C. Let's run it and see what do we get here. Okay, so when I run it, you can see it gave me. It will just look at the first format here. So the D here is the length of that. So we have 27 students. For the second F print, it will give me the number of F counter. So that was 1 student got F, 4 students got D, and 8 students C, 9 students B, and 5 students A. So that's mainly how it happens. So you can see how powerful is that, when you combine if statement with conditional statement, it can give you many options that has many applications in real life. So keep that in mind, and as I said, just pay attention how to set up the nesting here, and they should be at the same level when you do that. Okay, thank you.